Hello guys, I'm Gaming at the DharMann Reacting to Toxic Boyfriend Tells Girl What to Wear by DharMannStudios, as well as the link to the channel in the video description. As always, let's begin, shall we? Yeah, we already know what's gonna happen, might as well skip.
And the girls and I dress to match on Fridays.
Well, you're my girlfriend now, and my girlfriend can't dress like that.
There.
Would that outfit go with a diamond necklace?
I honestly want to go back just to know, like, what's his problem with it exactly? Like, did he mention the problem? Like, I don't think he said anything about what the problem was. I think he just said, like, did he say what the problem was, or did he just say you can't wear that? Because if he said something like, hey, I think it's too revealing, I would have been fine with it. But since he didn't say it, yeah, I can't be with you right now, buddy. Maybe I'll be with you later, but for now, I'm kind of with her. Anyway.
This is way too much. You don't need to get me anything this fancy. You could have just got me, like, my favorite flowers or something.
Peony?
You remember?
Of course.
Who would want to place a wild guess that this guy guessed her favorite flower rather than actually knowing? Wait, let me see that look on his face again. I need to check.
You don't need to get me anything this fancy. You could have just got me, like, my favorite flowers or something.
Peony?
Look, I can tell from that face that this guy guessed it. Like, let's be honest, if you've seen enough stories or honestly enough interactions between people, you know the difference between somebody knowing and somebody guessing based off of their look alone. This guy's face gives off the, wait, I think this is it, right? Not, it's that, huh? You know what I mean? Like, do you guys know what I mean? Like, his look, the look on his face immediately tells me that this guy guessed it. He didn't, like, know. He pretty much guessed.
Have a good day.
Bye. Did he make you put that on again? He treats me really well. He just has a few quirks.
I mean, I think that the reason, of course I'm kind of speculating here since he never gave a reason, but I think the main reason why he does that is because he doesn't want his girlfriend to wear something that I would say is too revealing. I think because that's the only logical explanation for why he would want her to wear that. Which, like, I'll be honest with you, I can respect that. If I have a girlfriend, I would likely want her to not show too much skin because, like, let's be honest. The women who do that, most of the time, they're trying to get the attention of men. Let's be honest. It can sometimes be intentional, it can sometimes be unintentional. So if I did have a girlfriend, I'd probably want her to not show too much skin. You know what I mean? Like, of course, this is my personal opinion. You may differ. I'm not gonna blame you or tell you that you're bad if you differ. I'm not gonna blame you. I'm just saying this as my personal opinion. Anyway.
You're really working on your thumbs over there, champ.
I have to up my game to get a girl like yours. You let her post these?
Has Auntie seen these? She'll have a fit.
They're just cheerleading photos, guys.
I didn't know photo shoots were such an important part of cheerleading.
Come on, let's get another.
Hi, Ma.
Hi, honey. Ooh, what did he get you this time? Oh, it's stunning.
And it's my favorite flower.
What a thoughtful boy. I love him as your boyfriend and from a good family.
I know, Mom. He is so great.
You better just keep him happy. And next time, tell him to get you something for your mom, too.
I'll do that, Mom.
Okay, going out with friends. Be back later.
Stop.
Dad? It's fine. Everyone dresses like this.
It's a good thing you're not everyone.
Go change.
Dad,
Go change and go out. Or you can wear that in your room all night. It's up to you.
Now, am I against her dad for wanting her to dress it to something that I would say, like, again, I feel like the only explanation for his restriction is because to him the dress, or like whatever it is, looks too revealing. Which, like, I don't know what to say about this, because here's the thing. Nowadays, because of our society being over-sexualized, or like, not society as a whole, but like specifically social media, it's honestly really hard to tell nowadays when you're going too far when it comes to the whole revealing thing. Like, is this dress too revealing? Is this tank top too revealing? Is whatever type of clothing too revealing? It's hard to tell where you can go from, okay, this is way too revealing for it to be normal, without it being for some sort of flirting or stuff like that. Or, how do I say this? Oh, yeah. Or it being just being normal. Like, I feel like in today's social societies, especially when it comes to social media, it's incredibly difficult to point the line between this is too revealing and this is not too revealing. Because I feel like the reason why the line gets blurred is because of the fact that our society specific, I'm not saying society as a whole, but like, maybe society as a whole, but specifically social media has become so over-sexualized to the point that you can't even tell anymore if someone's wearing something too revealing unintentionally or intentionally. I honestly don't know why I went on a rant about this. Like, DharMann is a channel for kids. I'm pretty sure some part of my audience is gonna be kids sooner or later. So, like, I feel like I shouldn't bring up topics like this for that reason. But like, hey, I'm gonna bring it up either way, huh? Anyway.
I just don't understand these girls now. In my day, it was important to keep your modesty. It is a very important commodity.
I'm thankful she has us to guide her.
All right, bye. Hi, come in. Jay's in the living room.
What are you doing?
What? I thought we were doing dinner tonight.
You can't dress like that in front of my parents. Put this on.
Sorry. Didn't know your parents were so strict. Better?
Perfect. Let's go.
So, what are you planning on studying in college?
Okay, I feel like I'm gonna have to bring this up a million times, but again, I don't know how to comment on this exactly, because in today's society, okay, I feel like I've bringed up today's society way too many times at this point, but like, I feel like it's genuinely difficult to understand when something is oppressive, because I feel like nowadays we're doing a trend where if any girl wears clothing that covers her, it's oppressive. Like, I feel like this is what's happening nowadays, because like I feel like freedom to women nowadays is being able to wear whatever you want, even if it shows a lot of skin. But I honestly, like, of course I'm a man, like, I don't have a girlfriend or anything, so maybe I don't have any sort of right to comment on this, and I feel like I brought this up way too many times already, so might as well continue.
I don't know yet, but I think I'll explore once I get there.
Pick something practical. None of those fluffy majors like philosophy. And education is the only thing no one can ever take away.
I mean, he isn't wrong.
It's true. If it weren't for Jay's dad's degree, I don't think we ever would have even moved here.
Well, that
Is it me, or do I feel like she's gonna be majoring in philosophy? Because I feel like DharMann does the whole Chekhov's gun thing. Like, I'll admit, I don't understand Chekhov's gun entirely. The only thing I know is that the simple premise of it is that nothing is said without a reason. So like, if Jay's dad had to mention that his girlfriend should not be in any of those quote unquote unimportant, I think he said unimportant or useless, right? Something like that. Unimportant / useless stuff like philosophy. If he's gonna bring that up, then the girlfriend is gonna be in philosophy, right? Because, like, why would he mention something that's not gonna be related later on, huh? And also, like, so far, I don't know whether to say that the boyfriend is toxic. Because here's the thing. The whole point about the title is that it says that the boyfriend is toxic because he tells his girl what to wear. When here's the thing, I don't think he's especially toxic because he tells her to do this mainly to get her used to it, mainly because he wants to make sure that she gets accepted in the family, which, I totally understand. Of course, if I had a girlfriend and my family standards were different than the usual, I'd want to make sure that my girl would fit within those standards so that my parents accept her as soon as possible. So, I understand him, so I don't know why he would necessarily be toxic. I feel like any boyfriend, or even a guy who imagines himself having a girlfriend, can agree with me when I say this, that you want your girl to be to be included in your family or to be accepted by your family as much as possible. So if that means having to live by their standards, as long as those standards aren't too unattainable, then it's fine. I understand. I don't know how he's considered toxic in this case. If he was the one who told her primarily because he wanted to, yes, you could say it's toxic. But since he does that mainly so that she could appeal to so that she would be within his family standards, then fine. I don't think that he'd be toxic in that case. Again, the only way he'd be toxic in this sort of situation is if he's telling her just for the sake of it. Those controlling boyfriends who want their girlfriends to wear a very specific thing and nothing more, nothing less. That's what I would call toxic. But here, he only does that because his family wants that. Or because his family expects that. So I understand him. I don't know why he'd be considered toxic.
Makes sense. But I'm hoping to get a cheerleading scholarship, so that'll probably impact where I end up.
That's very interesting.
Well, this has been great, but Gemma and I have a lot of homework to get to.
Yes, but why don't we clean up first? Gemma, will you help me in the kitchen?
Oh, of course. My mom always says many hands make light work.
Good.
Jay, are you coming?
You're funny. I don't understand girls these days. Getting so wound up about feminism. Us girls and boys, we have our own roles. In the home, women are so powerful. Our men would be nothing without us.
I mean, yeah, what she's saying is true because here's the thing. If you look at the traditional roles that men and women had, women are indeed powerful. I mean, after all, who was the one who cleaned up the house? Who was the one who made sure that the husband was comfortable and made food for him? Who was the one who did that? Oh yeah, the wife. I feel like people tend to forget that yes, in this case, the women were powerful in the home. They were essentially the one who managed everything. And honestly, I would say that the only reason that those traditional roles don't exist anymore isn't necessarily just because of feminism, but also because of how society has changed when it comes to particularly money. Because here's the thing. I feel like all of you can agree with me when I say this. Not even most of you. All of you can agree with me when I say this. That in today's society, I don't think it matters even where you live. I feel like this applies pretty much across the board. That unless you happen to land a very lucrative job, way more lucrative than the ordinary, you won't. Let's assume you're the man here, because I know that maybe. Okay, who am I kidding? What woman would watch my videos? But anyway, imagine. Remember when men were the only breadwinners? I feel like the only reason this can't happen anymore isn't necessarily because of feminism and all that. It's part of the equation, but I think the main part of the equation is the fact that things have gotten so expensive to the point that unless the breadwinner or the man got a very lucrative job, way more lucrative than the ordinary, then there's no way that he'd be able to have enough money to support the family, and it shows. If I'm not wrong, of course I did. It's not like I read an article on it or anything, but I did hear that in the U.S., for a family to be considered middle class nowadays, the family would have to earn at least $100,000 a year or something like that. And you can obviously guess that the average American doesn't earn anywhere near that. To the point that even with the man and the woman working, both still might not even be able to even reach that number. So that's why the traditional roles of the men and women simply don't work anymore. It's because of the fact that, like, the whole rule about the man being the breadwinner, meanwhile the woman works in the house, or like works mainly in the home raising the kids and all that stuff, doesn't even work anymore, since the woman would also have to work so that the family will be able to live. Anyway, sorry for the rant.
I know my Jay likes you. And you seem like a good girl. But in our family, we have certain way of doing things. And if you join us, you will have to learn them.
Oh.
Do you love my Jay?
Yeah, I can guess pretty much what happened based off of that look alone. Basically, her mom told her to do this thing just for the sake of her being married off to a rich family, right? Is that it? Yeah, I can tell from that face alone. I can tell from that face alone. But like, I would say that the whole, like, I think that she laughed because I think that Jay's mom laughed because of the fact that she's like, a man does not work in the house. Where here's the thing. I feel like a man not working in the house and only the woman works is fine as long as the work isn't too much. Like, if the work is enough that the woman can do it alone without being tired, then sure, why not? But if it's too much, then the man will have to get involved. I feel like no one would disagree with me on this, right? Right?
He's a really good person.
Yes, he is. And he deserves a good girl who will stand behind him.
Let me guess, she focused on the wording of behind him rather than beside him, right?
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
I just got invited to a cheer mixer.
So what, you're gonna go?
Of course. All the college cheerleaders are gonna be there. And they can give me pointers on my auditions. First step on the road to being a professional.
Wait, you're not gonna wear your sweatshirt? You gotta protect your modesty.
It doesn't go with the dress code.
Well, then maybe you shouldn't go.
What? This could help me toward my dreams. Don't you care about that?
It's not about your dreams. It's about respecting our relationship.
Whatever. I'll see you later.
Hit the potion, hit the potion.
Did you see Gemma's latest posts?
Bro, stop stalking my girlfriend.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I was just about to call his friend out. Like, how do you find Gemma's latest posts?
Looks like she's having a lot of fun.
Let me guess, he's worried that his family sees it, right?
Hey, it's Gemma. Sorry I can't come to the phone. It's my dream. College and then pro.
It's hard, but it's so worth it.
So many sacrifices, but if you love it, you love it.
I mean, I've lost so many friends.
And boyfriends.
But I've never loved anyone as much as I love cheer.
It was incredible. I got to meet all these amazing women, and I showed them some videos, and they think I actually have a shot of getting a scholarship to state. Dude, that's so cool. I'm so proud of you. Thanks. I can't believe it might be actually happening.
Excuse me, can I talk to Gemma for a second?
See you later. Bye.
What's going on here?
I told you, it was a networking event. You knew I was going.
Maybe you should network for something other than cheer. Like a real job where you get to wear more clothes. I'm sorry.
I'll see you later.
Babe!
Package is cute, athletic, and from a good family. I mean, you gotta hold on to this one.
Yeah, Mom, he's great. I think I'm gonna get this one.
Oh, so cute.
Either way, it's gonna be a good series, right?
I don't care, I'm calling the card. What a coincidence! Okay, sorry, it's called playing the card. What a coincidence that he just so happened to pass to the store. What a coincidence, huh? And again, I'll explain it again. Basically, the whole thing about playing the card thing is one card equals one coincidence. Where, like, just like I pointed out here, I pointed out a coincidence, right? So that means I played one card. You know, I'm doing this to try, you know, to like make the whole coincidence thing a bit more fun and a bit more unique. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Gemma? I almost didn't recognize you with all that makeup on.
Yeah, I just did my cheer headshots.
You know you look even more beautiful without all this makeup, right?
Oh, she could take that off. Mom.
You sure you don't want to buy a whole shirt?
No, believe it or not, this is a whole shirt.
What if I buy you both of these instead? And if you'll go to dinner with me tomorrow night at the chateau, my treat.
I don't know. I think.
Of course.
Okay, like, my god, you could have played it a little better here. Like, my recommendations for him would be, since he's trying to basically introduce her to a whole new I'm sorry, what the... Anyways, then, I feel like since he's trying to... Okay, how the heck do I get rid of this? Of course, I have to deal with this. Anyway, so, back to what I was talking about. Basically, I think what he needs to do here is that he needs to introduce her to the culture in a way that doesn't seem like it's intrusive or oppressive. Like, instead of telling her get this instead, he tells her get this alongside. So, you know, try to introduce her to the culture without making himself sound oppressive. As if introduce more options rather than take the option that she wants away from her. You know what I mean? Like, that would be a better approach. Anyway.
That's the nicest restaurant in town. We'd love to go.
And it's settled.
That's a montage, right?
Psst.
Nope.
We're all assigned gender roles. The truth is, there's more of a difference within each gender than there is between each gender. We have to think more critically about why we do what we do. Do we love our roles, or do we think that's just what's expected of us?
Coincidence number 2. Card number 2, baby! Woohoo! I don't think I even need to explain what the coincidence here is, but hey. Okay, like really, is a woman in his culture really expected to do everything like this? Like, can he carry out his own responsibility a bit? Like, let me tell you, I'll tell you a bit. Like, I don't live in the US or anything, so I'm not in a full-on progressive culture or anything, but like, let me tell you something. First of all, the whole thing about the woman, whether it's the mom, the wife, whatever, doing everything for the men, like, that isn't exactly how we roll. Like, for example, something as simple as putting the plate in the sink or stuff like that. Like, once you've grown old enough, you've got to do some of that yourself. And I even clean the dish, and I even wash the dishes sometimes. Like, it's not like just because I'm the man doesn't mean I'm relieved of all those responsibilities, my guy. Like, of course you're gonna be relieved of those when you're a kid, but the more you grow, the more responsibilities are gonna be on you. It's not like it's fully expected of the woman to do every single thing every single day. There are, like, of course, you're kind of expected to carry out your own responsibility, like putting your own plate in the sink, and sometimes helping with chores, you know what I mean? But, like, yeah, I don't know whether he's in Hindu culture or whatever. I don't want to guess, because, I'll be honest, I'm not from India, I don't know anything about India's culture, so if I were to try to guess, there's a high chance that I'm gonna be wrong, so yeah.
For this project, you all are going to reflect on your own ideas about gender roles. What do they mean to you? What does it mean to be a boy? What does it mean to be a girl? Where did these ideas come from? Bring your brainstorm ideas to next class so we can discuss.
You are such a gentleman.
Thank you. Manners are very important to my parents and their culture, so they've shared those values with me. Gemma, elbow.
And so well-mannered. Your parents must be really so proud of you.
Thank you, ma'am. If you guys would excuse me.
I want to ask, why is her mom with them? Like, is this supposed to be a date or what? Because, like, it's kind of weird how Gemma's mom is with her, but his parents are not. Like, is this supposed to be like a time at the restaurant between all of the parties, the parents, the two kids as well, or like just the kids or what? Because I feel like her mom only being there and not his parents sounds a little too weird, don't you think? Anyway.
I have to use the restroom.
Of course, yes.
Go for it.
If you don't put a smile on your face right now, young lady, you're gonna blow it with him.
How am I supposed to smile when he's nitpicking everything that I do?
You are being so dramatic.
I'm wearing the outfit that he bought me.
You know what's worse than being told what to wear? Not having enough money to buy what you want to wear. Life is full of sacrifices, and I hardly count this one as one of them.
Is DharMann realizing what he's doing right now? Oh boy. DharMann, you did not think that one through, did you? Like, did DharMann actually think through the idea of this video? Because, think about it. Yeah, like, again, I don't know which part of culture, like, the guy is from. Is it specifically Hindu culture? Or, like, Indian culture overall? Like, I don't know what exactly. But DharMann is essentially vilifying that culture. Saying, see how women are oppressed in that culture? Like, what? My God, you like embrace other people's culture. Don't portray it as oppressive like that. Like, did DharMann ever think through this? Because think about it. Again, I'm not gonna specify the culture because I honestly don't know. I don't know whether it's Hindu culture, Indian culture, whatever. So I don't want to be wrong. Since guess what? I feel like most of you like me are not Hindu. You're not Indian. Most of you are probably not just like me, so I'm not gonna pick the culture because I'm probably gonna be wrong if I pick. So all I'm gonna say here is that, like, DharMann is essentially vilifying whatever culture the guy's from. He's trying to say, see how that culture is oppressive towards women? See? You guys see what I mean now? Anyway.
If you shape up now, you'll have a good future set for yourself. So smile.
Also, I have a question, like, isn't this a little hypocritical? Like, if he's so nitpicky over how his girl looks like from her looks to her manners, then why doesn't he do the same for her mom? Like, shouldn't her mom also go with those expectations as well? Like, isn't that a little weird, a little hypocritical? Anyway.
A good future.
I think your mom really likes me.
Definitely. I got some really good news at dinner.
Really?
There's a clinic at State's Cheer tomorrow, and they invited me. It's a little early for recruitment, but if all goes well, then they'll have me audition next year. This could be my big chance. Then I'd be eligible for a scholarship. See?
Would you have to dress like that?
I hope, eventually. It's a State Cheer uniform.
One sec. Hey, Mom, I'm with Gemma.
Have you seen Gemma's post? How could you let her dress like that? She's bringing shame on all of us.
Did he really have to bring his phone on speaker? I can tell from Gemma's reaction that he put the phone on speaker or something, because how else is she hearing that?
I didn't.
Get her to take those pictures down now.
Hey. Is everything okay?
Why is cheerleading so important to you? Can't you choose a different hobby?
It's not a hobby, it's my future. I thought you understood that.
Oh my God. The guy is playing his moves so wrong here. Like, I understand that either way it's gonna sound a little oppressive, but like, my god, try to sound yourself a little better. Try to explain to her that it's the expectations of your parents and stuff like that. Try to be sympathetic. Don't go full on offensive right away. This is a recipe for disaster. Why? Anyway.
You could have a different future.
I don't want a different future. No, why are you being so controlling? Can't you trust me?
I trust you.
Bro, just bring up your parents. She'll understand a bit more.
I want you to be there for me. Can you do that?
I'm sorry, why is he so stupid? Like, I have given you a million suggestions for you to make those approaches a little better than being full on on the offensive side. Like, come on, man, why do you have to make yourself antagonizing? Just tell her that you want that your parents expect this and stuff like that. Just tell her that. Why do you have to go on the offensive side right away? And by the way, when I say offensive, I mean offensive and defensive, not offensive as in offending her, because I know that some people might misunderstand me. I'm saying on going on the offensive side right away as if the opposite of defensive, not in offending, because again, I know that some people might be confused at what I say. They might misunderstand me, so that's what I mean. Anyway.
Yeah. Gemma, you're gonna do great.
Where are you going?
Gemma has a chair clinic.
And you are going to encourage her?
She's my girlfriend.
Which is why you need to get her under control. You cannot be condoning this.
But she's expecting me.
You can go after her to talk to her about her behavior.
Yes, sir.
I am so proud of you. I can't wait to watch.
Have you seen Jay yet?
No. Sorry. Hey, don't let him get in the way. This is your future. And love doesn't demand. It understands.
Which is why he needs to do his suggestions correctly, you little piece of... Okay, no. I should calm myself down. No swearing. Let me bring up the topic of social media and the whole other thing. You know what? I've already said it. Like, me bringing up social media and homosexuality thing is already bad enough, considering the fact that DharMann has a child audience, and there's a high chance that the more my channel grows, the more likely I'll have a child audience as well as a result of that. So I should control what I talk about, because some stuff just shouldn't be said around children. Okay, I should calm down for a bit. Okay. Anyways, like, my guys, just do your suggestions correctly, because he's making himself sound like a toxic boyfriend when in fact he really isn't. Anyway.
You're right. I know.
Okay, ladies, showtime.
Awesome, seriously.
Amazing. So amazing. Could you give us a second?
Of course.
Where were you?
Can't believe you actually went through with it.
Yeah, and it was incredible. They want me to come back and audition. They're thinking of giving me a scholarship.
Yeah, but for cheerleading?
Yeah. Why can't you trust me to make my own decisions?
It's not about trust.
I need someone who's gonna lift me up, and all you do is tear me down. I can't do this anymore.
You're choosing cheerleading over me.
Calm down. Calm down. It's not worth crashing out over his stupid decisions. It's not worth crashing out over his stupid mistakes and that he can't structure his sentences correctly. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Anyway.
No. I'm choosing myself.
Sonia?
What are you doing here? I've been a competitive cheerleader for years.
What? How?
Okay, bye. Remember Blair, my best friend from middle school? She took me to her cheer practice one day and I was hooked. I'd never seen girls so confident in my life.
But you never said anything.
Yeah, because I know Mom and Dad wouldn't have approved. They think it's inappropriate. Being dressed like this, dancing in public.
That's what I told Gemma. She broke up with me.
She was right to do so.
Gee, thanks.
She has her own dreams. Look, I love Mom and Dad, but they can't decide our lives for us. Just like you can't decide Gemma's life for her.
I mean, well, it's kinda hard for me to comment about whether it's inappropriate or not, since, let's be honest, it honestly depends on where you are, what culture you're from, what religion you're following, etc. Like, I want to understand, before we go into literal, what's the word for it? The only word I have in mind is a word I just don't want to say because I don't want to normalize using terms you just don't want to use around kids, because if I'm gonna have a child audience, I might as well be at least a good enough model for me to not mention stuff that they shouldn't hear at their age. So, like, where is the line between appropriate and inappropriate exactly? Because look, let's be honest. As much as people don't want to admit it, cheerleaders do attract creeps because of their attire. You cannot tell me I'm wrong. You cannot tell me I'm wrong, especially when it comes to doing stuff like backflips and stuff like that. You guys know what I mean. That stuff attracts creeps. Now, whether it's inappropriate or not, honestly depends on what culture you're from. Like, for example, I don't know if I would want to mention this early on, but I'm a Muslim, and I would say that in this case, I don't know whether it'd be considered inappropriate or not exactly. Like, because we don't get to tell our sisters or daughters, hey, you should wear this, you should wear that. We don't get to do that. So, like, if my parents were her parents, I don't think that they would essentially stop her or anything, because guess what? What she decides to wear and what she decides to do is her decision. They have nothing to say about it. Any clothing she wears, whether it's approved in their religion or not, is between her and God, or we call him Allah. Like, it's between her and God. We have no association with her. Like, not, okay, maybe I worded that wrong. Like, it's not like we're gonna disassociate from her or anything, but like, we can't have a say telling her, you shouldn't wear that, go change. Like, as advice, yes, but as an order, probably not, because again, whatever she wears is something between her and God. No man or woman has the right to tell a woman wear the hijab, for example. We don't have the right to, and if anyone told you that a man or a government can force a woman to wear the hijab, well, guess what? They may do that, but Islam doesn't allow for it. That decision is between the woman and God. So yeah. Anyway.
They can't decide our lives for us, just like you can't decide Gemma's life for her.
What are you wearing?
Mom, Dad, I have something to tell you.
You left the house in that?
It's my cheer uniform. I'm a competitive cheerleader. I love it and I'm good at it.
What is this? You're a future lawyer now? What if an employer sees this?
I know you want me to go to law school, but I haven't even been to study group. I've been going to cheer practice. And I'm going to apply to study theoretical mathematics. Law school was your dream. And love doesn't demand, it understands. Why can't you guys trust me enough to make my own decisions?
We do trust you. I'm sorry we didn't let you see that.
I'm genuinely done with this trope. Why did it change so quickly? They seemed so adamant on the how did I say this? Oh yeah, they seemed so adamant on cheer uniform being inappropriate. How did they go from that to immediately being accepting? DharMann, stop this stupid trope. Seriously, stop making them so accepting. Now, I'm not saying that they shouldn't accept, but I'm saying that they accept way too easily, way too quickly for it to be true. Like, think about it. Do you genuinely think that parents who were so adamant that their daughter and their son's girlfriend could not wear or even be anywhere, would be associated with cheerleading because the uniform is too revealing and too inappropriate? Then why would they accept that so easily? Why would they accept the cheerleading thing so easily? Do you guys see the problem? Ugh. And also, may I say that DharMann is doing something incredibly bad here. He's vilifying a culture. Like, when I originally watched this video, I feel like this is kind of clickbait. Like, this part here, the toxic boyfriend part is clickbait because the boyfriend himself isn't toxic. Because I wouldn't be surprised if you guys expected the same thing I did, which is a boyfriend who's controlling. A boyfriend who's controlling and doesn't want his girlfriend to wear specific things for the sake of it. But this guy has a reason. His parents' expectations. They are his decisions. If he could, he would let her wear whatever she wanted. You know what I mean? Like, this title is, I think it's clickbait because of that. I'm saying it right away. I'm not waiting till the end. This title is clickbait simply because of the fact that this part isn't true. For this part to be true, the whole thing about Gemma not being able to wear what she wants has to be his decision alone. Not a decision he made because of his parents, for example. Then he wouldn't necessarily be toxic. And also, DharMann, I don't think you realize, but you're not vilifying him or his parents in this video. You're vilifying their entire culture, saying, See how this culture is so oppressive to women that they can't even wear the cheer uniform. See how it's being oppressive? Like, see how it's oppressive. See how this culture is so close-minded, so conservative that it doesn't want women to express their freedom, to express their whatever. See? That's exactly what DharMann is doing. He's vilifying the culture, which you know is kinda terrible. Like, you should never vilify a culture, DharMann. And you guys, like, you'd have to present me a pretty good argument for me to believe that he's not vilifying the culture. He's pretty much vilifying the culture. Anyway.
Call him now. He'll forgive you. Just promise to give up cheer.
No. What? Mom, I don't need his money. I set up my own future tonight. You'll regret this. I don't think so. No amount of money is worth my freedom.
Honestly, now that I think about it, I don't think her problem necessarily was her boyfriend wanting her to wear more what's the word for it? More covering clothing. I don't think that was necessarily her problem with it. Her problem with it was the fact that it directly prevented her from cheering, which is what she wants. Like, I feel like Gemma is more understanding, because here's the thing. I think the only reason that she didn't want to be with him wasn't necessarily because he didn't allow her to wear quote-unquote revealing clothing. I'm putting quotes here because, let's be honest, depending on what culture you're from, what country you're from, which religion you're following, what revealing means could honestly differ. So yeah, that's why I put it in quotations. And like I would say that in this case, I don't think she was mad at him because of the whole don't we're revealing clothes thing. I feel like she was necessarily mad because of that rule, she can do cheer, which is what she wants. So like I kind of like the fact that at least I'll be honest, I'm completely saying this from my mind. I'm pretty much guessing she never said this, but I like the fact that if it were to be true, that she's understanding. That her problem with it isn't the fact that he's telling her don't wear this, wear that. Her problem is the fact that rule directly stops her from doing cheer. Anyway. Yeah, I'm done. Bye. And then he becomes more accepting, blah, 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 blah.
And to switch them around was wrong.
Us women are in charge of the home.
We each had the right way to act, the right way to dress, and I never questioned it. Until those ideals hurt someone that I loved.
Look, I know that the example I'm gonna bring up is a terrible comparison because let's be honest. Ideals not matching up with what a person wants isn't always a bad thing. Like, I don't know whether I should bring up the example or not because you guys are probably gonna flame me in the comments saying that example is not the same thing and all that, to the point that I'm honestly afraid of saying it. But basically, like, what do you mean hurt someone you love? Like, just because it doesn't completely appeal to their ideals? Because, like, I so want to say the example in my head, but I'm honestly afraid of saying something that would make you guys blame me in the comments. But like, let's be honest, not every job is gonna be good. Okay, do I even bring this up? Like already I'm kind of walking on a tightrope, or like on a fine line, since like I'm already trying to appeal to a child audience a bit, since you know DharMann has a child audience, so I kind of have no control over that. You know what? I'm not gonna bring it up because that would have to draw to a subject that's very adult oriented, if you know what I mean. And I'm not gonna risk that because, again, because of the fact that I'm reacting to DharMannStudios, which is, you know, a child-friendly channel, that means that I, without my control, will automatically have a child audience. Will automatically have a child audience when my channel eventually grows. So I have to make sure I manage to only say the stuff that is considered kind of child-friendly, because again, like you guys don't understand what I mean. I'm trying to be a good model over here. I don't want to bring up stuff that children should not know at their age. You know what I mean? Anyway. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
So proud of us.
Congrats to the both of you.
Thanks.
Gemma, you look beautiful.
I really like what you had to say in class.
I was wondering maybe you'd want to go on a date with me. Fresh start?
Wait, let me hear this.
Both. Mom? Dad?
We wanted to support you.
Okay, I'm done. Like, we already know what's gonna happen, so I might as well do my commentary. First of all, let me say this. The parents folded way too quickly. Like, those two who are so ingrained in their culture to the point that they almost resented their daughter because she pursued cheerleading, suddenly folded immediately. Like, does that not sound unbelievable to you guys? That sounds unbelievable to me. And also, I hate the fact that DharMann is essentially vilifying the entire culture. Like, he's not vilifying the boyfriend, he's not vilifying the parents. Okay, he's vilifying the parents, but I don't think you realize the fact that he's vilifying the entire culture. Because he says, see how that culture is oppressive to the women and makes them wear clothing that suppresses their freedom. See? Like, whether he says it directly or not, he's vilifying the culture. And again, what counts as revealing clothing will depend on where you live, what your religion is, stuff like that. And also, like, there was something else I had in mind. What was it? Like, oh yeah, him. I almost forgot one thing. His name is Jay, right? So, like, what I hate about Jay is that he completely went to a side. Like, when he tries to suggest to her to fall in line more with his family's beliefs, he's painting himself as a toxic boyfriend that the title claims he is. He doesn't explain to her that it's his parents who want this, not him. And also, like, every time he's completely on the offensive. Like, he's completely on the offensive side. Like, he paints himself as the toxic boyfriend to the point that the only way this title would be true if they showed us the same story, but without the parts where his parents tell him to tell his girlfriend to stop doing cheerleading, for example. Without those scenes, then it's easy to paint him as a toxic boyfriend, but with those scenes, that title falls apart. Oh boy. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. On the left is my most recent video. Otherwise, the video triple comments, as well as the links to the channel in the video description. As always, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.